Hi, everyone. I'm Dean McBride, this year's membership director for GP Solo. Really excited to be back with episode 2 of Spotlight Solo, our brand new series where we're interviewing solo and small firm practitioners from around the country. Really happy today to be joined by Abigail Brown, or Abby Brown. Abby's an attorney in Helena, Montana, the ARB Law Group in solo practice. So Abby, welcome to Spotlight Solo.
Great, thank you. Nice to be here.
It's good to see you. We're new friends, though. We've just met. Is that right?
We're brand new friends.
we're sort of exploring, small state law right now, with me being in New Mexico and you being in Montana. So yeah. Tell me just a little bit about your firm. What do you do?
Sure. So I am a solo practitioner in Montana, and I primarily practice in water rights law and real property. So I'm a general practitioner too. I do a little bit of everything for some of my clients.
How long have you been in your solo firm?
I have been a solo practitioner since the beginning of 2018. Before that, I was in a partnership for a few years. And before that, I was in what in Montana would be considered a medium-sized firm with about 7 or 8 attorneys, but I suspect that's a small firm in a lot of the country.
And we were just talking that you sort of got a call from out of the blue, or an email from out of the blue, asking you to be a part of this series. What did you think about that?
I thought it was great. I was surprised because I am in such a specialized area of law out here in Helena, Montana. And I thought, oh, the ABA is looking into all kinds of things. And it's been, it was also really helpful for me because I'm a member of the GP Solo, but I really started looking into it even more and found all kinds of things that I could use.
There's a ton of resources, really. Yeah. So why are you in a solo practice versus being in maybe a small firm, or even joining one of those massive Montana 7-person law firms?
I originally made the jump from a small firm to solo because I have young kids, and I really needed the flexibility to have my own schedule and work when I wanted to. And I was an early adapter in Montana of technology, and that just wasn't quite where some of the firms were going. So I like the business side of it. I went to law school later than a lot of folks, and I like running a business too. So it gives me that opportunity.
How has technology been working its way into your practice?
I'm totally cloud-based. The smaller firms I was in were still very paper heavy, and I think the law is slow to evolve in that. And I wanted to be able to work from home. I wanted to be able to work wherever I was going. I wanted to travel some pre-pandemic. So I have a cloud-based document management system. I have a cloud-based practice management system. And I actually, because my practice is also statewide, so water is not, confined to certain towns or places. So I have clients all over the state, and it makes it much easier for me to meet with them on video or phone, or be able to share documents without having to mail it.
That's interesting. I think a lot about my practices. I'm a family law attorney, so it's a lot of individuals. So I need them to log into a portal or upload documents, or we have secure messaging and texting. So I think about a lot of my technology being very consumer based, but I'm guessing your clients are your clients consumers, or they are larger institutions? Are they people defending their individual water rights on a piece of land? Or are they people trying to get some water? And how does technology play into that for you?
Yeah, it's a little bit of all of that. Predominantly, I represent farmers and ranchers who own property in Montana, and they're defending their water rights. Montana is a little bit unlike some other Western states in that we're still adjudicating water rights, or deciding who has what and how much. And then I represent some larger irrigation districts or water supply companies, and I work in some real estate transactions, so buyers and sellers of property and water rights, and they all have to send me a bunch of documents. A lot of times I need pictures. Montana is a huge state, so for me to go see all these ranches or properties takes a lot of time and then a lot of money. And they can send me videos, pictures. I can do almost everything just from my computer, which is kind of amazing.
That is amazing. I'm sort of picturing, and I'm also, I don't know if you're doing this or not, but I'm sort of picturing, Abby Brown drone pilot, flying over, land and stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's in your future if it's not.
Maybe. My kid, I have 2 kids and they have these little toy drones, and I foresee one. I think drones are coming to do some of this work. I wouldn't trust myself being the pilot, but
well, if it ever happens, I'm expecting you to send to GP Solo a picture of you in your pilot's helmet, because it's going to be a big day for us, I think.
Yes.
What are a couple of the biggest challenges you've overcome, or maybe things that you're working on right now in your firm to overcome in your small practice?
I think one challenge that I constantly am working on is making sure, I got into small practice or solo practitioner because I wanted to have a family life, be home with my kids when I could. But I'm also really busy. And so trying to meet that balance, because with all the flexibility that is a solo practitioner comes a lot of responsibility too. I'm the backstop for everything. And so one of the challenges is making sure that and we were just talking about technology, I could be available all the time. So really setting those boundaries and making sure that I have a work life. One of the challenges that I think I have overcome, but it always creeps up a little differently, is putting on my business owner hat and taking off my lawyering hat and making sure that I have time or I dedicate the time to really grow my business or take care of the business side of things, because they don't, to me, that I just think of it as two parts of my job. And sometimes that gets hard because I want to do the water law and the things I'm interested in, but I also have to, pay bills and sign leases and make sure all my technology is up to date and things like that.
I can really relate. I love running my business, and I have to remember to put some time in the calendar to do my cases, because I'm happy to work on my website and build my marketing networks and make friends and go to coffee and do videos for the ABA. I mean, super happy to do all of that stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, somebody still needs to answer that petition. I guess that's me. I guess I'm the guy. How do you find mentors and new ideas, solutions when you run up against sort of your own personal limits of what you know or what you can do?
Well, I think you bring up another challenge of a solo practitioner, is making sure you stay aware of your limits, because we all have them. And so Montana is a small bar in general. And so being able to find mentor, and everybody's really friendly. And so I just call up people I meet through all the networking, the coffees, the CLEs. I'm okay calling people up. I've now been in practice long enough that I know some of the attorneys who've done this longer than I have, and I can call them. And I co-counsel sometimes. So if I have like a litigation case that I know is going to be really above and beyond what I have the capacity to do, I'll call up another firm or a civil litigation attorney and say, look, I can do the water part. I understand the substance, but I really need some help on all the other pieces, because I just don't have that bandwidth or the resources. And so that's, and I always learn so much from those co-counsel too. So that's one of the other ways I think I get mentorship.
Do you, what's your conversation like leading up to that moment before, I mean, where are you just before you think, oh, actually, I should probably call somebody and ask for some help? Like, what's kind of going on in your head around that?
I think some of it comes from my background and experience of trying to do it all in the past. We learn from our mistakes, and I have had cases where I'm like, I can do all of this, and then I'm working, a huge number of hours, and I'm realizing I'm just calling my old law partners or somebody and saying, I don't know how to do this. And so a lot of times when I take in the work, now what's in my head is, what kind of case am I taking on? And is this something that I could do in my own capacity? And if not, I'm better now at talking to the client up front and saying, look, we're going to need to bring somebody on ahead of time. And that works well. I think you have to meet folks' expectations. And for some of my clients, it's really nice for them to hear that, because I think some people have trepidation about, oh gosh, you're a one woman show. Can you really do it all? And so saying, look, I've got this network of people I can call on, makes it work out, I think, for all of us.
What, if any, GP Solo resources have been helpful to you?
Well, there's so many, which is helpful, but it's really well organized, I found. And so I like the articles. I mean, I learn from kind of stories of other people's experiences, but so that helps. And then because I am technology based, looking at what resources are available. Should I change? Should I not? One of the things I like about being a solo practitioner is, if something's not working for me in terms of technology, I can choose a different path. So keeping up with that. And then I actually think I just got a newsletter last week or earlier this week. And that's always helpful to just keep the pulse on what's going on. And then I can take a deeper dive if I need to.
So, Abby, I've been asking everybody well, actually, you're the first. You're the first person I'm asking. That is so on brand for me. Okay. I'm going to ask one person. I've made it into a national program. So, but you're the first. And I want to ask this question. Abby Brown, why do you like working for yourself? Why do you like working for you?
I like working for myself because I have control over my career path, the type of work I do, when I work, how I work, and how much I work.
Abby, it's super great to talk to you. You're so fun. And even though it's a short conversation, I feel like I made a new friend. I feel more connected, even though we're far away. So thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for reaching out. This was fun.
Everyone, I'm Dean McBride. I'm the membership director for GP Solo. So glad to have you tuning in. Have a great day. Hope to see you back for a future episode.